Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are. This is Gail Gaia, and this is Free Range, where we graze on wild ideas. And we put this show together rather quickly to bring a very important deal for you to be aware of that you might want to know about, because it involves getting something for free. So let me bring on Sheila Spencer, who is a representative of the hemp paste product, the whole plant product, which is one of the reasons why I carry it, because I love the fact that they don't mess with the plant. So welcome, Sheila. And also
Hello, everyone.
Dot Connector will be on as well, so let me bring her on too. So we're going to talk about this hemp paste deal, but Sheila, you're going to explain it to us, correct?
Yes, ma'am. And just to start off, I'd like to tell you guys that I am feeling a little bit under the weather. So if I mute myself randomly, it's because I don't want you to hear me cough. So I'm sorry about that. But yes, thank you for having me on and to tell your whole audience about this great deal that we have going. So I know a lot of you who are a part of Gail's newsletter already have heard of hemp paste multiple times, but if you scroll over that part of her email sometimes, I want to just remind you of what it is. Hemp paste is the whole plant CBD alternative product. So we don't take anything out of the hemp plant, and we pretty much just crunch up the hemp plant, can it like grandma's jam, and bake it. And that way you're getting all of the terpenes, flavonoids, phytocannabinoids that are part of the plant. So that's over, let's say, that's over 500 compounds. And we give you all of it. So unlike some other CBD oil companies and products, they try to tell you that pure is better, and when you purify something, that's the best way to go. And we're here to tell you it's not. So that's kind of hemp paste. Gail, did you want to add anything to that?
Well, just that it's processed in such a way too that it's very low heat, correct?
Correct. Yeah, very low heat. We cook it low and slow. That way that gives activation to a lot of the chemical compounds, but it doesn't overactivate or make them evaporate or
Destroy
transform.
vitamins or
Destroy. There we go. Thank you. Yeah.
yeah, because that's
So
what
like
happens.
the acid, right? The
Right.
acid cannabinoids are still intact to some degree, as well as their transformed compounds, which, like, I don't want to go super high into it, but like CBDA is the acid form of CBD, and we cook it low and slow so that some of the acid forms of CBD are still intact, and then we cook it in such a way where some of them are decarboxylated, so they turn into CBD. They both
But
have
yet,
different functions.
at the same time, it's not a high enough heat to destroy vitamins. Well, it doesn't usually destroy minerals, but vitamins or other phytonutrients that might be beneficial, including terpenes. Correct?
Yes, correct. And the fact that we never open the jars once they've been activated until I'm sorry, words are hard tonight. Until the customer opens the jar. So all of those terpenes where they once would have been evaporated, they don't have a chance to evaporate because that jar is sealed when we're making it.
That's wonderful. So, how do people go about getting this special deal?
Yeah, let's talk about it. So I'm going to share my screen. Here we go. Yeah, sorry, just a second, guys. Entire screen. Yeah, share. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, let me push it over there. How's that?
Okay, you'll have to tell me because I can't see us anymore. So
It's showing the share a video, get a free jar of hemp paste ad that you have.
perfect. Okay. So earlier today, you might have gotten a newsletter. If you aren't signed up for the newsletter, I highly recommend it because Gail sends out some really great stuff. So this newsletter was sent out a couple hours ago to describe the whole sale, but I'm just going to go over the promo with you really quick. So basically, you have 2 more days to cash in on this. You're going to receive a free jar of hemp paste or multiple free jars of hemp paste for just the cost of shipping, as long as you share a video. And you have 3 options. So option 1, you'll receive a free small jar, which is a 500 milligram jar of hemp paste, by just sharing one of our pre-made videos, and I'll show you those below here in a second. All you have to do is share those to your Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or Twitter, and tag Gail and hemp paste. So I wanted to show you that really quick.
Yes, I wanted you to explain how to tag because I don't think everybody knows how to do that.
Yeah, no problem. So these are the videos that you have to share if you wanted to share one of the corporate videos or the pre-made videos. And you can just select this, either right click and click copy, or you can do control or command C. I'm just going to do right click, click copy. And then I'm going over to Facebook, and this is what your newsfeed should look like when you first come onto Facebook if you're signed in on a desktop computer. If not, it's going to look different on your phone. But you can click on this bottom or this box right here and start talking about the video, basically. So check out, let's say you have to check out this cool video. And then you just want to do the @ symbol and start typing Gail's name. So you can see at the top here, Gail Lynn comes up. That is Gail of Gaia. That's her profile with the 2 lions and their faces together. You may need to ask to be her friend before you're able to tag her. So please be sure you do that.
And I'll watch my friends list. Sometimes I don't check it as often as I should. So,
well, maybe just for the next 2 days.
I haven't looked at it, so I hope people know that. Anyway, sorry to interrupt.
That's okay. And then you'll also want to tag hemp paste. So do the same @ symbol and then type in hemp paste, and we are the one with the hemp paste logo and 304 followers. So you'll tag both of us and then copy and paste that video. So right click and push paste, and you'll see this box show up. Facebook automatically shows you a preview of the video, which is awesome. And then all you have to do is push post.
Happy, happy hemp paste.
Happy, happy hemp paste. Yes, if you guys haven't seen this video, please go watch it. It is hysterical. There's a surprise ending that I won't give away, and you either love it or you hate it. But I think it's really cute. The other video you can post is a more scientific, more professional video. It is also much longer than the happy video, but both are super beneficial. And if you post either one or both, you will receive a free jar. So that takes me to option 2. Option 2 is kind of special. So this one requires that you get in front of the camera yourself and record yourself talking about your experience with hemp paste. This could be what you've learned from just perusing Gail's website at gailofgaiahemppaste.com, or Gail, you'll put the link on the screen later in the show. You can see a lot of information on this website under the info tab. You could talk about that in your live video, or you could also just, if you've taken hemp paste, you can say how it's helped you or a person that you love. So that one, if you record and tag Gail and hemp paste, you'll get a free 2,000 milligram jar of hemp paste, which is our most popular and largest sized jar. So you'll receive one of those. And then the third option is by sharing all 3 videos. So sharing the happy video, the more scientific video, and then also a video testimony. You'll be able to receive 2 jars of the 500 milligram, or if you wanted to receive a 1,000 milligram instead, you can do that. And also the 2,000 milligram jar by posting all 3 videos. So that's kind of the basis of the promo. Gail, is there anything that I missed at the moment?
I don't think so.
Okay.
All it does is it requires a few minutes of your time to get a very valuable product for, as free as you possibly can get it. I mean, you do have to pay for shipping, but I mean, let's be realistic. It's an awesome job. I mean,
Yeah.
an awesome deal is what I'm talking about.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to make sure to mention is the people who qualify for it. So this is kind of like we want you to tell all your friends about how hemp paste can change lives, and they'll see for themselves with those pre-made videos. If you just share those, that would be awesome. But if you wanted to get in front of the camera and really make a difference, if you think about it, when you are scrolling through your social media, do you stop to watch random videos, or are you more likely to stop and watch somebody that you recognize? For me, it's somebody that I recognize. I'll always watch them first before I watch random videos, even though social media is flooded with funny, interesting, entertaining videos. Um, so if you do share one of yourself, that would be amazing, and it would go a lot farther to help share the word about what hemp paste can do.
Well,
But
we have,
also,
I want to mention something real quick. I'm sorry
yeah,
for
go ahead.
interrupting, but Lainey, who's in the chat, Well and Lively with Lainey Ray,
Mhm.
she has had absolutely wonderful results with someone who she's been giving the hemp paste to and seeing remarkable improvements. And we might get a testimony and actually feature her on a show that
That
we'll
would
do.
be awesome.
And if we get somebody, if somebody decides to turn in a really compelling video about their experience, I would be happy and willing to feature them on a future show. So
Amazing.
bear that in mind.
Yeah.
Uh, that's something we could do in the future. And
Perfect.
another
Yes.
thing that I'd like to let people know about too, real quick, is that we will have another show with Sheila, and we are going to present information on Alzheimer's and dementia. And we'll bring testimonies, scientific information, and studies that have confirmed the results that people get. Because one thing about the CBDs, they do participate in neurogenesis, so it helps. It helps your brain. How else can I put it?
Yeah. Yeah. It helps with a
Among
lot
other
of things.
things, and it helps. This is a biggie. It does break the mind control programming. So
Yeah.
you don't hear much about that. They don't
No,
want
you
you,
don't.
they don't want you to know about that. But we've, if you, who was it? Kathy O'Brien, I believe. Anyway, that all came out quite a while ago, and it's very interesting. So anyway, go
But
ahead. Go
yeah,
ahead.
no problem. Well, one last thing about the promo. In order to qualify to receive the free jar, like Gail said, you have to pay shipping, which is actually below the cost that we pay to ship your item. So we are giving you a discount even on the shipping. And then, which is $10.80. That's the cost of shipping. And then you also have to have at least 150 friends or followers on whatever platform you're posting on. So Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever it is, or Twitter. You have to have 150 friends or followers in order to qualify. We still want you to get a free jar if you don't have that many people on your list. The way to get around that qualification is to just see if one of your friends or family members has that amount or higher, and we will allow you to post on their page on your behalf. So you would still be able to receive the free jar. So keep that in mind. If you feel like you're disqualified, you're not. I know you have friends who have a larger following if need be. So that's a great deal. And then I saw a question in the chat about what products we have. I was just going to go to your shop, Gail, if that's okay,
Sure,
and
please do.
show them that. Okay,
Good.
Can I interrupt just for one qualifying question?
go for it.
When they go to choose their free jar, what do
Mhm.
they have to choose from exactly?
That's a great question. So if we go back to, I have to share my screen. 1 minute. If we go back to that page we were on before to show you the options, I want you guys to see the visual. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Oh, yes. Let me fix. I have to bring it up. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. No problem. Am I up?
I see it.
Whoa.
It's up. It's
Yeah.
just
Okay.
tell
We
us
saw
what makes her
Inception
say.
there
I
for a
love that
second.
picture, though. Don't you love it when that happens?
Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so Christine, the dot connector, asked if which products qualify. So when you share one of the pre-made videos, you will be getting this travel size jar of hemp paste, and you can either choose mint or original.
I recommend mint if you like
Yeah,
mint.
the mint is super good.
But if you don't, that's different then.
If you share 2 of the pre-made videos, you'll either get 2 of this hemp paste travel 500 milligram or 1 of the hemp paste 1000. We are going to be launching the mint version of this one, but we don't have it quite ready yet. So we only have the original flavor in this one. So you could get 2 of the mint in the 500 if that's what you wanted when you share both of those pre-made videos. And then if you share a personal testimonial video, then you can choose between the mint or the original 2000 milligram jar. So as you can see here, you're going to be getting up to $170 worth of free product. You can also choose this Canadoggy if you wanted to give it to your dog instead. You can use this Canadoggy 2000 milligram if you share a personal testimony. So those are the products that you're able to get if you share. Does that answer your question?
Yes. Yes.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Yes.
Great
thanks for
question.
asking.
Thank you, Dot. I was just wondering if people would be interested in hearing about another issue that cannabis is very helpful with, and that is PTSD, or I always say it wrong, post-traumatic stress syndrome. Let me just say it, put it.
Yeah.
Do you know, I don't want to change the subject or anything, but because we may have a show on that at some point in time too, if that's okay with you, Sheila. And we'll go into that because I think there's a lot of unique things that your company has been doing, and like the Canna Sleep and the Canna Doggy and the so you have been studying, or the company's been studying the different CBDs and what they're known for, and then like the Canna Sleep, isn't that higher in one particular CBD than another?
Correct. It's higher in the CBN, the phytocannabinoid called CBN. And that one, we do that because CBN has been linked to deeper, more quality sleep. Just like I know some people take like THC gummies or smoke cannabis or anything before sleep to get a deeper sleep. And our company doesn't have any product that has THC over the federal legal limit of 0.3%. So that kind of it's able to include a lot of people who are struggling with things that don't want to feel the euphorogenic side effects of THC. So all of our products do have a small trace amount, so that helps. But also with the Canna Sleep, we add the CBN so that it gives you those benefits without giving you the high.
Okay. Now I notice Dale Parks has mentioned that you may have to wait for the next check. Actually, this is pretty much almost free. I mean, you $10. You just only have to pay for shipping. You can't beat that deal with a stick. And unfortunately, the deal is over when, Sheila?
Wednesday. Yeah.
At what time is it? All day Wednesday?
Yep.
Or?
It'll be through the whole day. It'll end technically Thursday at midnight Central Time.
Okay.
So
here's your chance. If I had to borrow money to get the shipping, I would, because you can't beat the amount of money that you can save and it gives you, if you haven't had the opportunity to try this hemp paste for whatever your issue may be, and maybe we should bring some of those issues up so that people that have them might decide that they want to try this, because you can't beat the opportunity to try it for free.
Yeah. So just to give you an overview, you can think about it like this. Hemp can help your body from the top to the bottom. It works throughout your body in your endocannabinoid system, which is parallel to your central nervous and your parasympathetic nervous system. So anything that those two systems touch, your the hemp will also touch. And what it does is it brings balance to your body through that system. It's called, for short, we call it the ECS. And that means it helps with your neurological issues like PTSD, dementia, Alzheimer's that we already talked about, anxiety disorders. It helps with multiple sclerosis, muscle disorders in general, any bone issues that you may have. It's a bone stimulant. It's a cancer killer. It's an arthritis. It decreases inflammation. It helps with
That's why they had to make it against the law.
yeah, it helps with sports
They got
recovery.
you guys trying to kill us.
Yeah, it's crazy how much it helps with. It can help with retaining memory, activating both sides of the brain. Um, man, what else? Cardiovascular, digestive health also. So many of these things.
Mental health issues like anxiety and depression,
Right.
stress management, and like you said, pain, pain of all types, neuropathic pain from diabetes
Mhm.
versus, pain from a sciatica type thing,
Yep.
anything with regard to the nervous system. But it also can give you a calming or feeling of well-being.
Yes, calming. I like that.
Yes, it helps. It just takes the edge off, and it's all natural, and it's the whole plant. So when you're doing this, you're also detoxifying from a lot of the heavy metals and chemicals, and you're just helping your body, like putting oil in a car just to run better.
Yeah.
You're waking up this endocannabinoid system that isn't necessarily totally alert. And like we have our lymphatic system, everybody's heard of lymph glands, and we have our cardiovascular system. We have to wake these systems up to get our maximal benefit and to be the healthiest we can be.
Right.
They need a jump start, because we could easily say that everybody is CBD deficient unless they have been doing something to correct that situation. And the thing that I love about it the most, and I know this, and it bears repeating, is it breaks mind control because of the neurogenesis.
Yeah. And it helps like with things that have historically been untreatable, let's put it that way. We've seen story after story after story of it being able to help. Like I had a customer, it's been 2 weeks ago now, who wrote this beautiful testimony on our review site, which is trustpilot.com. He wrote this beautiful story about his little sister, who was in her mid-40s, got bone and breast cancer. She did the regular chemotherapy, radiation, all of that, and eventually it stopped working. And they told her, that's all we can do for you. We've helped as much as we can. And the brother was like, well, I'm not taking no for an answer. This is not the end of the road. We are not calling hospice. And that's where they were at. The doctors were like, you need to call hospice. She has about a month and a half to live, and, give her whatever she wants. Just make her happy in the end of her days. This is a lady in her mid 40s. Like, that's crazy. And so, he said no. He remembered that hemp paste was supposed to help with cancer some way, somehow. And he just had a jar in his fridge because the product is also very shelf stable. So it can last for years and years and years in your fridge, in your freezer, whatever it is. So he got this jar and started giving it to her 4 times a day. And within 1 week, the first week, he said she slept the whole time and he wasn't sure it was helping, but he continued to give it to her. After the first week, she started being able to sit herself up, which beforehand, before he started giving her the hemp paste, when she would try to lift herself up into a seated position, her bones would break because they were so brittle from the bone cancer. And I just love the story. Sorry, it's a little bit long, but she was able to lift herself up. She was eating more because it had increased her appetite, and she was able to, it decreased the nausea and increased her appetite. So she was able to get the nutrients she needed. She's able to walk and talk. And now it's been, so it's the end of October. her diagnosis was that she was going to be dead by mid-September. And so she's already doubled her life expectancy just by taking the hemp paste 4 times a day. And I confirmed with him, is this all that you're giving her? Or are you doing other things? Are you still going to the doctor or whatever? He said, no, we're literally just giving her hemp paste 4 times a day. So like that is pretty cool. That's an extreme case, but that's one of the stories that just warms my heart and makes me keep doing what I'm doing.
Do you know what? I just thought about something.
Go for it.
Wednesday. What is the date on Wednesday? Is that the 2nd or the 3rd?
That's the 2nd.
Okay. Something I might like to mention to your company that you might want to think about. Many people who are on Social Security or retirement, Social Security, and even disability, people who really need this deal more than anybody else, don't get that check until the 3rd. So they're going to miss. Yeah. So they're going to miss out on this deal because of when they get their monthly income.
But let me clarify. You will still not miss out on the deal as long as you have it posted by the 2nd. You do not have to spend a dime until I send you an invoice, which could be up to 3 days after you post it, depending on how many I have to sort through. So what will happen is you post it, and you tag both Gail Lynn and then Hemp Paste, so I can see it. I will not be able to see your post if you do not tag at Hemp Paste, like I showed you earlier. And then I need to verify that you qualify, and then get in contact with you. So that can take up to 3 days. So if you posted it on Wednesday, I still may not get back to you or get the whole thing finished up to send you a jar until Friday or Monday. So that will give you enough time if you don't get paid until the 3rd.
That's fantastic. So it's like a 3-day grace period or a 5-day grace period, perhaps.
So, yeah. but wait a minute. Do they pay then at that time, or do they have to pay before they get paid? That's
no.
I don't know if you're seeing the issue.
Oh, I am. No. So I'll send an invoice, and whenever they get paid, they can pay that invoice for shipping, which is $10.80. We will not ship anything out or disqualify anybody until that shipping is paid. So I say they post on Tuesday or Wednesday, on the 2nd. I qualify them, or I make sure they're qualified with the 150 followers or friends. I get in contact with them. And then at that time, I'll send them an invoice, but they don't have to pay that invoice until they get paid. Until those funds are available. Yeah.
I was going to buy an extra day for everybody here. So
you did great. I'm glad you mentioned that.
So you're not going to miss out, Dale. You can do it anyway. So you don't have to pay right away. Because I was going to say, well, if they have to, even if they have to pay the shipping and you got $2 in your account, you can't pay the shipping either. And I know because I've been there, done that. I felt that.
Absolutely.
I know what it's like. So yeah, good. That's really good news. Thank you.
Yeah, and for those people who are a little bit low on funds, that to me says there's even more reason to post all of the videos.
Yes.
Post them all, get as much bang for your buck, because if you can post all 3 and then get $170 worth of free product for $10, heck yeah.
Yeah, you can't beat that. You really can't. That's a wonderful deal, and thank Brad for that.
I will, yes.
And
I will.
I hope they are happy now that they made their move.
Yeah. If some of you don't know, we moved our company from Hawaii to sorry, I got distracted by the chat. We moved our company to Hawaii, from Hawaii to Utah, southern Utah, so border of Arizona and Utah. And it looks like just in time, because now it's all over the news. The Mauna Loa volcano is getting ready to erupt. And that's the reason why they moved, was because they knew they had some inside sources telling them that there's trouble ahead. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were trouble when they had all kinds of trouble when they first got there too. I can't imagine feeling less welcomed.
Yeah, it's been crazy. It's been a crazy ride, but I do believe everything happens for a reason, and some good will come out of it some way, somehow. So,
well, I'm sure it was an enjoyable time to be able to stay in such an absolutely beautiful place.
Right. Right. Well, I wanted to answer a question really quick. I think Dale was asking about contact information. I will be in touch with you personally to get all the information that I need on an individual basis. So all you have to worry about is posting the video and tagging both Gail and HEMPPASTE, and then we will do the rest. We'll walk you through everything else. So don't worry about that. Eventually we'll need shipping information is really what it comes down to. So
Okay, so there you go, everyone. I hope you are in a position to be able to take advantage of such a wonderful deal. And testimonials are really very powerful. And I was going to, as a matter of fact, that just reminds me, I was going to ask Dot, you are a physical therapist. Have you ever run across patients that have had fantastic results with using hemp paste as a pain aid? Or
Not as a physical therapist myself, but from a friend that we both have. Her husband had 13 years of neuropathic pain that went away in a week or two after starting the hemp paste, and also is being helped with the dementia.
Wow.
But I can certainly say that I'm sure we've all seen some marijuana videos, which is different, okay, in which we see babies with constant seizure activity, and then they give them some marijuana or medical marijuana or what have you, it just goes away. So I would imagine that tremors in Parkinson's patients might be reduced.
Right.
Spasticity or tone, like abnormal movement postures with strokes and MS. There's some spasticity there as well.
Sheila,
Yeah.
you get people who send you testimonies, correct?
Correct.
So if you were to take and pile up those different testimonies, what area did you find that most people used the product with and had the best results? I mean, was
Well,
it
the most common one is always going to be sleep. With
yes.
every hemp CBD product is going to be sleep. People are so sleep deprived and don't understand that that is a symptom of a larger problem. So that's something that they're going to notice right away it helps with, but in the background it's going to be helping with a lot more. So obviously sleep, I would say the second most popular is prostate cancer.
Ooh, okay.
So I don't know why that's the specific cancer that we are geared toward, but we have quite a few testimonials on prostate cancer. And then we also have, of course, seizure patients. That's another really popular one with CBD and in general.
Not breast cancer though.
That's the story I just told earlier. That was probably the first or second story I had heard from one of our specific customers that it was helping with that. But yeah, that, like I said, it's a broad spectrum of what it helps with. It can be all sorts of things. And in our next video that we do together, I'll have more graphics and stuff prepared for an overall overview of the product, but then also specifically to that one topic. That
would be great. I said one of the things is I've always found cannabis is one of the best insomnia medicines out there.
Yeah.
You can't beat it.
It's crazy.
So
can I just add something too? I mean, it just makes sense that the way we know how hemp grows and how it's beneficial for its own soil and how it regenerates the soil, and that it actually is antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral, that it would serve that purpose, I would imagine, in humans. And I'm sure we will find research to support that when it comes time to present that.
And if they had hemp, they could even be making houses out of it, and we wouldn't have mold and all that, because it's anti-mold, it's anti-bacterial. it's an absolutely amazing substance. Our clothes could be made out of it. The clothes that we wear now actually are full of chemicals, and that includes cotton. And for some reason, cotton beat out hemp in terms of, well, we know why. Wherever there's more money to be made, that's where they're going to go. And there was some problems initially with being able to harvest the hemp itself in terms of the type of machinery needed. But so the cotton gin beat the hemp gin, if there was such a thing. But anyway, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And so it's really kind of sad that this, we know who did this. These were the typical culprits that have hijacked just about everything. But one thing I'd like people to know, I don't know if you're aware, but the term marijuana was actually coined as a way to, when they were making cannabis illegal, they wanted to call it marijuana, and that way, and it would stop all use of any kind of hemp product. And farmers were required to grow hemp during the Revolutionary War, and I think during the First and Second War too. So when the chips are down and they're not, just there to make money off. Of course, war makes money off of people too. But do you see what I'm saying? Is that it was a term that was coined for the sole purpose of starting propaganda against the plant in a number of ways, reefer madness, and they made it totally racist as well. Very, very bad.
It's like a diamond in the rough, total propaganda that we need to fight against, and a psychological stigma that it's hard to explain to people why this is beneficial for them because of the wording and all the propaganda around it. But once you can explain,
the programming has been extremely strong.
Yes. So we got to work against that because it's beneficial across the board. We just
if you think about it, I'm sorry, if you look back into the history of cannabis, the first thing you'll find is that the American Medical Association, that was their main prescribed drug. That is what they prescribed for 99% of ailments.
Those very ancient old bottles of it.
Oh yeah. And even when they were outlawing cannabis in general, the AMA picketed. They fought against the outlawing of it because they were using it for so many positive things that they didn't understand why the heck they're doing this. So they definitely fought against it. And then oh shoot, what was I going to say? I lost my train of thought.
I could, while you're thinking of that, I just wanted to point out that there is no psychoactive component to any of this hemp paste products. Okay,
it's kind of amazing that people are so overly concerned about that as well.
I just want to point it out because it is part of the propaganda. And maybe older persons might think, oh, I can't touch that because it has that word in it. But also that it's GMO free and that there's no pesticides used. I mean, that's critical. I mean, you can't even buy a cigarette with that, components to it, right?
Right.
I just wanted to add
unfortunately, a lot of the hemp or cannabis products that people might get from dispensaries and so on have also been sprayed or tagged in order to be taxed. And that spray is not something very healthy.
Yeah.
Yes.
In fact,
so we were going to look at the different types of products that we can use besides the paste, right?
Yeah. So one of the things I was going to share with you guys, I'm going to share my screen again, Gail. Probably for the last time, but share my screen.
That's okay. That's what we're here for.
Okay. So, I don't know if all of you have been to Gail's site, so I wanted to make sure we go to Gail of Gaia, hemppaste.gailofgaia.com. This is what you'll find when you first come onto her website. Can you guys see that?
Yes, we can see it.
Yes. Okay, perfect. Thank you. So at the top here, you'll go to shop, and that's going to take you to the shopping page. You can also peruse around all of the lab reports and different articles that we have about our products. But this is our shopping page. We have the paste, which we've been talking heavily about. That is the one that you take internally under your tongue, preferably. But we also have gel caps that you can put your hemp paste inside. Here they are for $1.
Okay. That would be
Were
quite
you
a
gonna say
job.
something?
No, I was just putting, if you really can't handle the taste or what have you, it's just that, I don't know, I just, it's not, I mean, in all honesty, it's not the best tasting
Yeah,
substance.
it's very, very planty. It's organic material, so it really is an acquired taste. But if
So
you
it's
put it
like one of
under
those,
your tongue,
and just, and I take a glass, I drink it, I just,
oh yeah, I let it dissolve as much as possible underneath my tongue, so I don't taste it. There's no taste buds under there, and then take a swig of water to drink the rest down. So it is an acquired taste. That's why Gail recommends the mint here. It does help with that taste. But we don't add anything else to it. The only thing we add to this mint one is peppermint essential oil. And so we're not adding extra flavors or additives or anything like that to make it taste better. And that's for your benefit, but it is an acquired taste, especially the Canna
you're not
Sleep.
using any fetal cells for flavoring, right?
Right. Right, exactly. So we have some sample packets, and if you wanted to just try it before you buy it, if you don't cash in on this deal. But then, as um, what Christine talked about earlier, the hemp cream that can be used for topical applications for sore muscles, for skin irritation, um, basically arthritis pain, anything that is causing you pain and you want more immediate relief from. You
And
can use,
there's an anti-aging cream in there too that my friend loves.
yes, the anti-aging I find is really great for hands and arms for
Okay, is
the
there a
older.
particular CBD that's in that? What makes it different? You
We'd
know?
have to look it up.
Nope. So all the same hemp is used for all of our product. It has the same chemical composition. All the same compounds are in all of our products. On the creams, we do add a different blend of essential oils to each type of cream. So if you were to click on the sensitive skin cream or any of them, down here in the description, you'll see everything that's in that cream and the different types of essential oils. So this one has sandalwood, rose absolute, patchouli, coriander, lavender, and all of these things. And each of those are different, different blends of essential oils, and that's what makes them different for your body. I love the sensitive skin cream. The anti-aging has more anti-aging properties. The massage cream is very similar to the original cream, which it has like frankincense and myrrh in it, cassia oil. It's got a little bit more strong sensation when you rub it into the skin. The only difference between the massage and the original, or I shouldn't say the main difference is that the massage is formulated it's more solid when you first put your finger in it, to get it out of the jar. And then as you rub it into the skin, it takes longer to rub into the skin than the original because we want you to massage it into the skin and we want that oil to last a little bit longer on the surface of the skin before it absorbs. So the makeup of the two creams are different on that one. And they do come in different size jars. So you'll see these are the smallest jars at $8, and then you increase in size as you scroll down. And then also we have, we have chocolates. I love our chocolates. They're also a little bit of an acquired taste because they're not Hershey bars. We don't add any bad ingredients basically. So they're all organic, high quality, quote unquote healthy ingredients, as healthy as you can get for a chocolate bar. But we have white chocolate, which is this Vienna hemp, milk chocolate, mint dark, and then dark chocolate vegan. So the vegan ones have no dairy in them at all vegan products or ingredients. And then you can, of course, buy them by the case or try one of each in this variety pack. And then last but not least, we have our drinks. So it's the perfect time of year to try our coffee and cocoa. We have the original cocoa, peppermint cocoa, and then we have a medium roast coffee and then a medium roast decaf. We also still have some of the Kona coffee, which is 100% Hawaiian coffee. It is a little bit more on the pricey end because Kona coffee is more, I don't know the right word to say, prestigious. It's kind of more sought
Gourmet?
after. What'd you say?
Gourmet.
Gourmet coffee. Yeah. Kona, if you're in the coffee world, Kona ranks up pretty high in the quality. And so people are willing to pay a little bit more for it. And on top of being Kona coffee, it is also Kona hemp coffee. So we do add quite a bit of hemp in there. And then we also have our SOS meal replacement, which I know Gail is a huge fan of. But just to be a little bit more scientific for a second, I'm going to stop sharing really quick because I'm going to talk for a sec. But the difference between our drinks and other people's CBD infused drinks, because you'll see that all over if you type it in Google and search, you'll see a lot of different coffees and cocos. But the difference between ours and others is that we actually put the hemp particles, so actual ground hemp, into the coffee. So what other people do is they'll just infuse the coffee beans during the roasting process. So they're cranking up the heat on these roasters. They're putting the fresh coffee beans in the roaster and the CBD oil, and they're roasting it all together, heating it up. And what that's doing is it's just degrading the CBD in general. You're heating it up to temperatures that make it no longer valuable to yourself. But it's also, once you get it ground up and then you're heating it again by pouring hot water over the beans to brew the coffee, you're just really not getting CBD in the end result. So that's the reason why we ground up the hemp. And then we have whole beans in our warehouse. We do not grind your beans until you order them. So they're ground to order. And that's when we mix in the hemp and seal it up and send it to you. So you're getting all of the benefits of the hemp. None of it's getting left behind. So that's kind of a huge deal for us too, just to let you know.
Right.
But those are our products.
And one of the things that I really like about the company as well is we kind of glossed over the labs, but they actually test all the products all the time on a regular basis. And that's really important too, because it's transparency is what it boils down to.
Yeah. Yeah, we do have all of our labs. You can go to hemppaste.galeofgaia.com, and at the top you'll see lab reports under the info tab, I believe, and you can take a look at them and digest them all you'd like. You can also see there we have a terpene report, so you can see that we have all the terpenes, and then we also have the plant chemicals. What is that? Pesticides. Pesticides. We have a pesticides report showing that there's no pesticides in our product.
Oh, and yes, and that's important. That to me, that's more important than a certified organic.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And integrity and transparency of the company is obvious, and then you don't need those kinds of bogus certifications that are designed
right.
for money.
Yeah, they're all about money anyway.
everything. So, well, I'm going to have to ask you then real quick before we go, why is the company doing this? How can they afford to do this?
To give away free jars?
Yeah.
Well, we as the company spend $0 on advertising every year. We have never spent a dime on advertising. I believe, except for one time we did post, we paid for an email blast, but that was one time, a couple $100, right? Other than that, we've been relying on word of mouth advertising from people who have actually tried the product. And that's basically what we're asking you to do now. We're rewarding you for sharing your experience or for just sharing about the company for us by giving you a free jar. And that's our way of saying thank you for telling people about it, because otherwise we hit major roadblocks when trying to advertise with these big companies that don't want anybody to know about CBD with the money trail and all of that. So, and to go
to your
around
local convenience store and buy the stuff there.
Yeah,
And it won't do anything, and then you'll be convinced that CBD was a whole bogus bunch of stuff, and it's not. When you
Right.
get the real thing, you get real results.
exactly. Yeah. So that's basically how we can afford to do it, is just if you guys can share it with your friends and family and help spread the word so we can help more people, then, it kind of comes back twofold to both of us. So,
Yes, and
yeah.
once again, this is Mother Nature's medicine, the best on the planet. Don't kid yourself. Don't be taken in by the propaganda that went on for so many years and think that this is some, devil weed or something like that. I
Yeah.
saw somebody put that in the chat. But anyway, just like everything else, we've been lied to about a lot of things. And
Yes,
this is
we
another
have.
one of them. So this is a wonderful opportunity for you to take advantage of a wonderful deal by a company with integrity and transparency. So I urge you to get to commence to posting.
I look forward to seeing all of you share our videos.
Yes. So that's pretty much a wrap at this point, but watch for us. We will be doing another future videos here and there and explaining and showing you some of the results that people have got, because they're rather profound.
Yeah.
So thank you,
Great.
everyone. Thank you, Sheila, for coming on the show. Thank you, Dot Connector, for all your help as usual. And we will see you again soon. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.